Hey Facebook, it's Felicia. Have mommy duty, which always comes first. So this is late, but you asked for it. So I'm going to give you all the goods about, give you all the goods on the 5 habits for faster fat loss. Are y'all ready? You ready? Let's see who's here. Hey Lamont, it's Felicia, Brianna, and Roberta, and Leslie. Hey guys. Thanks for joining. So, yes, you happen to catch it. Again, family time always going to take precedence over, like, as much as I love sharing stuff with you guys. Hey, there's my awesome trainer, G.I. Joe. But again, so I wanted to do this earlier, but Mr. Preston was taking a little bit longer to go to bed, and my family's in town, so I had to make sure I got everybody taken care of first, and then that way I can give you guys full attention on the 5 habits to burning fat quickly. So while you're before I get started, you know already, and thank you, Ida, you know I'm going to ask you to share this video, right? Even if you just share it with one person, or if you share it with all of your friends. I'm not selling anything, so they're going to be in safe hands, and you are too. Hey, Tamika. So I want you to share the video, and then we're going to get started. So the only person I saw that shared it was Ida. Hey, Jill. Uh-oh. Let me see. My face is covered by the comments. How is that, Ida? Is that better? I adjusted it. Is that better? Hey, Steph. Can you see me better, Ida? If you can, type or just give me a thumbs up. Okay, perfect. All right, so we're going to get started. So, swipe to the right to move the comments. All right, so I'm going to move these comments. And, oh, you know what? That's for everybody else, too. All right, so these 5 habits, you probably have done them at some point, but if you got sidetracked and you stopped doing them, then it may be the biggest reason that you have stalled as far as your fat loss. So I'm going to give you all 5, and then I'm going to tell you, I want to see the comments and her face. So I'm going to give you all 5, but then I'm going to give you some points for you to remember. I know some of you guys said that you wanted it in a post. And let me just, before I start, I know it's probably easier for you to read it, but sometimes it's better for some people to hear it. And then, because if I'm writing it, then you got to figure out, you got to remember, and there may be an abbreviated version. Of course, in a post, it might be shorter. But anyway, that's why I decided to, hi, Sister Phyllis. So that's why I decided to go ahead and do a video. And I will also have some information so you can reference back to it. So, the first one, so Chris. So any questions you have, we're going to come back to those later, because I want to make sure we get these habits out of the way, because it is late where Coach Joe is. Hey, Miriam, where Coach Joe is and where Miriam is, it's like 11 o'clock. So I'm going to be respectful of your time. But the first one, you're not getting enough water in. And that's like a easy habit. You probably hear it all the time, like, oh, I know I need to drink water. And you might be saying, well, I drink water all the time, but I'm still struggling. I got 4 more. So the first one is you need to drink more water. The how can I get rid of the day? What? Kim, what are you talking about? Hey Sherry, how can you get rid of the day cells? Not sure what you're talking about, Kim. So basically, in order for you to shed more fat, you got to drink more water. I meant fat cells. Kim, stay tuned, and this is gonna answer your question. And if not, then I'll come back to you. But you're gonna get rid of the water is going to help flush out a lot of the toxins that you are ingesting, that you're taking in with your food. And it's gonna keep you so that you're not retaining water. So for women, we tend to hold on to water, and when you drink it, it helps. Like even yes. So here's what I hear commonly for people who do not drink a lot of water. They say, "Well, it makes me go to the bathroom a lot." Well, why wouldn't you want to go to the bathroom? What about fiber and water? I don't know about fiber and water. What fruits contain water? That's a good question, Janice. There's a lot of fruits that contain water. One of the main ones is watermelon. You have grapes. There's a lot of different fruit. I don't know that right offhand, but I'll make sure that I follow these up with, yes, the melons have a lot of water in them. So here's one benefit of you drinking water. So we're still on number one. Hey, Lavario, the water helps you stay full longer. So if you've gone out to dinner, most of the time the waiter or the waitress is going to take your order and they're going to ask you what you want to drink. My suggestion, so that you can get in the habit of drinking more water, is to start with water. Yes, you might be drinking with your friends and all this kind of stuff. Drink at least one glass of water before you start ordering, and then you indulging in your libations or your spirits or whatever you're drinking. So start with the water. It's going to help you also feel full longer, and it's going to keep you from overeating. So instead of you reaching for the bread basket or filling up on the tortillas and all that kind of stuff, drink, like, I would say drink at least 1 cup of water, one of the glasses, or either 2 before you start partaking in the free food that they give you to fill you up before your actual food comes. So, and like Sherry said, it helps with your skin to help it clear it up. But in what we're talking about specifically, because that's another great benefit, but what we're talking about specifically is that the water is going to help you stay full, and you won't. So, like I said, some women tend to hold water, and if you are constantly drinking water, it's going to flush out your system. The other thing that the water is going to help you with, it's going to help you so you're not constipated. Now, this is going to be for most people, not for everyone. I know some people that are constipated because they have a lot of impact, meaning they have a lot of poop inside. And in that case, probably need to get hey, I'm just keeping it real. Probably need to have some kind of colonic in order to get the extra poop out. But if you are drinking a lot of water on the regular, then the water is going to help you from being constipated. And also, if you notice when you pee, we're adults, okay? When you go use a restroom, when you don't drink a lot of water, your pee is almost golden. Like, it should not be that color. It needs to be light. So the darker it is, that means that's like, if you go to the bathroom, that's going to be that's going to be an indicator, number one, that you need to increase your water. So getting that water in is going to be one of the benefits, or one of the habits that's going to help you get, it's going to curb your appetite, get you full longer, and that's going to be one of the ways to help you lose fat faster. Your questions are not going to be answered until towards the end of the broadcast, so I can just make sure that I'm addressing the reason that we're here. I'll make sure I come back and answer your questions. So the number 2, are y'all ready for number 2? Y'all ready for habit number 2? If you are type 2. Type 2. Can you guys see me over the comments? Ida, are you still there? All right. So number 2, you need to be a planner. Planner. I'm not talking about an event planner. I'm saying you have no strategy. You have no. It's like, would you drive if? Okay. So I'm in Texas. So if I didn't know how to get to Houston, I wouldn't just get. If I didn't know how to get to Houston, I wouldn't just get in my car and just start driving. I wouldn't. I would have some type of plan or direction on where I'm going to. So in this case, I'm saying you don't have any plans. You don't plan your meals out. You don't, from day to day, from meal to meal, you have no idea what you're eating. And on a daily basis, from breakfast, it's kind of like on a whim. Lunch, if you work outside the house and you work in the office, you're going by, y'all want to get something to eat? Every day is something different. And you're still trying to figure out why you're not getting results. I'm telling you right now, you don't have a plan. You're just going and you're just hoping that something happens. And you don't have to meal prep. You don't, because some people don't do well with meal prep, but you need to at least have a plan in place. Okay, I'm going to do, this is what's for breakfast, and have a plan on what you're going to eat. So in Sherry, since you cook daily, that'll work great. So here's the key. In order for you to be effective and develop the habits that you need in order for you to lose fat, you have to have a plan. And being in a fat burning zone is going to require some type of discipline, and it's going to require a plan. What kind of discipline? Your meals are going to have to be set up so that they are in alignment with what your goals are. So if your goal is for you to lose fat, you go into Taco Bell or Taco Casa or wherever you go every day, even if you're going and getting a salad, you probably don't even know how much that you need to be eating on a daily basis, let alone how much you are eating. So if it's you're doing lunch outside the house, you're doing snacks in the break room, and then at home on the way home you're grabbing something. It's just like there's no plan, and who knows what you're gonna be eating. Kim, what is a fat burning zone? Again, these are going to be questions that I'm going to answer at the end of the broadcast, so thanks for asking them, but I need to stay on track. So a plan, you need to have a plan for what your food, how your food, your nutrition is set up, and what kind of workouts are you doing. If only I was able to hear you. I'm hearing impaired. Hilda, I'll make sure that I type. Hold on, guys. We'll post these on a blog. Hold on. So I'm gonna post these on. I'm gonna upload it, and it can be transcribed on YouTube. All right. So Hilda, those will be taken care of. So we're talking about your workouts. So when are you? So what are you eating for breakfast, for lunch, for snacks, for dinner? When are you gonna work out? What days are you gonna commit to working out? When you decide to work out, what workouts are you going to do? Because going in, and if your goal is for fat loss, the treadmill should not be the first thing that you do when you first go to the gym. Your goal should be focused on getting some weights, doing some resistance training 3 times a week at minimum if your goal is for fat loss. If you're looking for the fastest way to lose fat, this one habit, planning out what your meals are going to be, whether you cook them all at one time or you cook them daily, you need to know from meal to meal what you're eating, from day to day. Okay, how many days am I working out? What am I working when I go in? I'm not talking about you going in and just you doing treadmill and then you working your arms. You have no type of structure, so you need to plan it. That's a great suggestion, Sherry. Treadmill for 15 minutes warm up. So the only time that I suggest that you do the treadmill or some type of cardio before your workout is when you're getting ready to do weights. So otherwise, your cardio needs to be afterwards. Okay. So thanks for that, for putting that in. So food, snacks, and if you're snacking, set yourself up. Take snacks that you know. You guys are connected with me. You can go on my timeline and see so many different posts about suggestions on things you can get from the vending machine and from the convenience store that are great snacks that are healthy. So I'm not going to cover those, but that's a part of you planning. Okay. So number 3, you ready? Yeah, cardio after your workouts. You ready for number 3? If you are a type 3, the third habit, in order to increase your fat loss, the third habit, when I see that 3, are y'all ready? All right, thanks, Lauren. So, you need to increase the intensity of your workouts. So, if you are able to talk to someone on your phone while you're on the treadmill or while you're working out, your intensity level is not high enough at all. You should be able to talk, but not like carrying on a conversation. It needs to be like, okay, I'm gonna have to talk to you after this workout. So if your intensity level is, can you guys see me? Marilyn is saying something is wrong, no video. Can you see me, or is it just Marilyn? Okay, perfect. Interval training is perfect. Yes. Thank you, Ida. All right, so I got my notes. Okay, so going on the treadmill at a steady pace is great. Okay, it improves your overall health, right? No one is going to argue that the treadmill or that the bike is good for your health. However, if your goal is for fat loss and you are wanting to not, like your goal is for fat loss, then that should not be your go-to when you get to the gym. You want to do high intensity interval training at least 2 or 3 times a week. Minimum would be 2. And so that's where you have your high intense. So it may be where you get on the treadmill. So the only time I would say you getting on the treadmill and you're doing a HIIT is where you, and Coach Joe does this at Inferno Fitness. If you guys are in the Georgia, Tennessee, or Mississippi area, you should look up Inferno Fitness. Great trainers there. But back to cardio. So doing sprint intervals. If you are used to running or jogging, then sprint intervals for either 10 or 15 minutes are going to be great for getting that intensity, getting the heart rate up. And then what you can do is you can set it so that you're doing 30 to 45 second sprints, and then you maybe walk for a minute, and then you do a 30 to 45 second sprint, and then you walk, and then you're alternating because your heart rate is going up and down. So with the variations, you're able to hit your target heart rate quicker, and you can pretty much maintain your target heart rate, which is going to be where your fat burning zone is. And in order for you to figure out what your fat burning zone is, you can go to any online calculator and put in your age, and it'll give you a range of where you should be. That's why having heart rate monitors are a good idea, so you can make sure that you're staying in a heart rate, so that you're in your fat burning zone. And so, Kim, that's kind of like when you asked about fat burning zones, it all depends on your age and your weight. And it'll give you a guideline of what your fat burning zone is. And that's what's going to help you burn more fat. Your calorie count is going to be higher also. So, sprint intervals. If you're Tamika, not the Apple Watch being useless. I have a Fitbit Blaze, but they have a lot of different, they have a Polar, they have a Garmin, they have a lot of different heart rate monitors. They're probably going to all have some kind of variation that it may not be 100% accurate, but the thing is that it'll help give you a guide or something to work towards. So if the goal is for you to get to 150, your heart rate to get to 150, this is just an example, then the only way you're going to know if you're getting there outside of you actually holding on to the treadmill or the elliptical, hi Miss Elaine, is to have a heart rate monitor on. And the more that you can burn with your workouts is going to give you a bigger calorie deficit for the day. All right. So when you're working out, if your intensity is not, you should really be exhausted. Like whenever you leave the gym or whenever you finish your workout at home, you should be ready to take your shower and lay it down. If you have time for you to feel like you can do another round, you didn't work hard enough. And so you know your limit. You know if you were intense or not. Sometimes we get in our head and we start thinking about all kind of stuff that really we don't need to be thinking about while we're doing a workout. Yes, you want to, sometimes the workouts help take out you can take out frustrations in your workout, especially if you're doing weights. But if there's something that is distracting you so much that you're not as intense, either don't do the workout and do it another day, or find something else for you to focus on. But while we're talking about intensity, if your goal is for fat loss and you wanted to do it faster, reading while you're walking on the treadmill, you sending text messages, you're reading through your emails, you're reading a book, you sitting on a bike and you you looking around everybody else, find you a playlist of some music that you really love. It may, and I'm a disclaimer here, okay, I love Jesus, I really do. I also, when I'm working out, I listen to different kind of music. So the music that I listen to when I am working out is not the same music that I listen to when I am working or focused. So, and this is just me. So I do a mixture. I might have, I might have some, I don't know, I might have some Kendrick Lamar. And I use Tidal, and I use the non-explicit version of it. But then I'll have some Ty Tribbett in there, and then I'll have some Lecrae in there. So it's a big mixture. It's a big hot mess. So like I said again, don't judge me, judge yourself. But I'm saying I like love Jesus. When I'm working out, there's a different type of music that's going to help me stay focused. And also what I found is that I have one playlist that I use it all the time, but the tempo of it is really good for doing we'll talk about that on another day, but the tempo of some of the songs help me slow down so I'm not going so fast through my workouts. Yes, Felton. I just wanted to let y'all know, like, I love Jesus, but I don't listen to Jesus music all the time. Renee, I'm gonna answer y'all's questions after I finish. So, number 3 was making sure that your intensity is where it needs to be. Number 4, the 4th habit for losing fat faster is to eat right. Do not tell me. I promise y'all, sometimes I want to scream when people say, but I eat clean. I eat healthy most of the time. And I say I want to scream, and I can't scream at you. I would never scream at you. I believe that a lot of us, and before I knew better, a lot of us think that we are eating really good. And most of the time we are, but we're just not eating enough. And what you eat is going to either be your medicine, or it's going to be the thing that is going to make your health go the opposite way. So here's 2 things you want to focus on. After your workouts, forget before your workout, you have to have fuel in your body in order to give your best during that workout. So even though it's 10 o'clock, some places 11, it might be 12, I don't know, somewhere overseas, but just say, even if you have to eat carbs with your last meal before the day, as long as you have not gone over your deficit, as long as you haven't gone over the calories that you need on a daily basis, you're not going to gain weight. And I'm telling you this because some of you guys work out early in the morning, and you tend to work out, you might do fasted cardio. More power to you. But when you're working out with weights, you need some energy. So Felton, that was a great question. When you're working out in the morning, a quick something that you can drink is either you can drink your protein drink, either, get you a shake. You can do Premier. Those are some that I use, recommend a lot. Even eating some fruit, which is fast digesting, is going to be a great idea. So whether it's a banana, maybe you have a banana, and depending on how early, you may not want to put anything in the toaster, but you might have some oatmeal, and don't act like y'all don't eat while y'all driving. I know I'm not the only person that does that. So I would say something that's going to get in your system really quickly so that you can use it for energy. So to answer your question, Felton, carbs are going to be your friend before you work out. So that might be some fruit. It might be some oatmeal. It might be, I don't know, English muffin or something like that. It might be some Ezekiel bread or some raisin bread, something that you could eat quickly. Depending on how early it was, hey, I see my mom on there. Depending on how early it is, I wouldn't see you, like, you might not want rice cakes, but just think like carbs. So if you right now are working out in the morning and you have not noticed a change in your energy, then keep doing what's working. If you notice that your energy is a little low and you feel like you have to have a pre-workout, then I would add some type of fruit. That fruit might be a banana, is going to be a fast digesting one. You might get an orange. Just whatever it is, I would not include something that had fat in it, because when you eat a carb with something with fat, so like say you ate an apple with some peanut butter, the peanut butter, because it has fat in it, is going to slow down the digestion. And the whole purpose of you eating the fruit is to get into your body so that you can use it while you're working out. How long should I work out when doing weight training in the morning? Kelly, how long you work out does not matter. It's not about the quantity. It's always going to be about the quality. It's going to be, you can get a workout in in 45 minutes, 30 to 45, depending on what your goal is. But if you have a plan in place, going back to number 2, if you have a plan on what you're doing, so if you're working legs, then you're going to do some deadlifts, and then you're going to do the left leg press, then you're going to do the leg extension, and then you're doing squats. If you know what you're going to be doing, then you can get in there and get out in 45 minutes and work up a good sweat. So the time definitely does not matter. Let me get back to eating. So fueling your workouts. So number 4, I get sidetracked. Sorry. Number 4 is to eat better. And then I said for your pre-workout, you want to have some fast digesting carbs. Now, if you do not work out in the morning and you work out typically after work, my suggestion to you is to eat at least an hour before you work out. Now, that meal, I would recommend any of your favorite lean protein. Of course, sweet potatoes are my favorites. You can do white or red potatoes. You can do rice. Jasmine rice is one of my favorite. Basmati rice, I think I said it there right, is going to be a good one. Even rice cakes, if you are, depending on if you don't have a time to eat a lot, but you want to get that protein in, you want to get some vegetables, maybe a cup of vegetables, and then of your favorite vegetables, and then get in some type of carb in that meal at least an hour before your workout. After your workout, whether it be in the morning or at night, protein is the building block to repairing your muscles. What is the number one thing that you should have right after you work out? Let me see someone type it. Should lunch be biggest meal? Sherry, your biggest meal doesn't have to be lunch. It could be breakfast. As long as you are making sure that you get in the calories, protein, fat, and carbs that you need, and you're at a deficit, you will lose fat. Sorry, I was typing too fast and made a couple mistakes. No worries, Renee. What you need to eat after your workouts, morning or night, is protein. Whether that protein is an actual meal, most of the time it's easier for you to get in. You're right, Kim. You're correct, Kelly. Is to get like a protein shake. I do not recommend you drink protein shakes more than once or twice a day. As much as possible, you want to get your protein from actual food sources, from whole food sources. So whether that's chicken or whether if you're a vegetarian, whatever your protein source is, that is where like that meal after your workout is going to help repair those muscles. Because if you don't repair those muscles and refeed it, then you're going to be even more sore. So you want to get that protein in. Let me get back to number 4. Shake shits, protein from my greens. Veggies, fruit protein. Here's the thing, in order to your nutrition, in order to lose fat faster, you have to focus on proteins, veggies, and those fruit with the carbs. So every meal you want to have that the focus be, make sure you have a protein added in that meal, some type of vegetable, And then, of course, you're not going to be eating fruit all day, so you can pick and choose when you have your fruit. But you want to focus on having at least 80% of your food that you eat on a daily come from whole food sources. So whole food sources are not going to be in a package. All right. Another thing with eating is slow down how you chewing. I have this bad myself. Sometimes I'm eating so fast because I eat so much that I have to slow down. Thank you, Kim. So you want to slow down and chew your food, because this is what happens. If you wait too long between eating, you're going to eat your food really fast, and even after you finish eating it, you're going to still feel like you're hungry. That's where the drinking of the water and slowing down, because when you slow down and chew your food, your body has time to actually, your stomach can tell your head like, hey Andre, we're kind of getting full in here, so let's slow it down. So when you slow down eating, your body has time to send that signal, because otherwise, when you don't, that's how the overeating happens. Have you ever been in a situation where you ate a lot, or maybe you ate more than you normally do, and then you were drinking afterwards, and then it wasn't until after you had that second drink that you felt like you were about to bust, like if somebody stuck a pin in you, you were going to explode? Am I the only one that's ever happened to? Yeah, you want to, thanks Sherry, I appreciate you interacting. So yes, you want to drink that water with your meals. All right, number 5. Oh, last one with the eating. Stop eating when you get full. So don't overeat. Last thing. Y'all might get mad at me for number 5. You got to lift weights. I said you was going to get mad, but no, you got to lift weights. So you need to lift weights in order for you to, so the first habit, habit number 1, let me go back, was drinking more water. The second habit was you need to plan. No, you do not have to stop eating at a certain time. The thing is that as long as you have a caloric deficit at the end of the day, then you're not going to gain weight. You have to maintain a deficit, though. That is a great question. So number 1 habit is drink more water. Number 2, you need to plan out your meals. Number 3, you need to increase the intensity of your routine. And I said you plan out your meals. You need to plan out your meals, your training, your workouts. All of that stuff needs to be like, just like you plan out your day and you plan out what you're going to do for, you might have activities that you and your kids are doing. You need to plan out your time that you're going to take care of yourself. Number 4 was you need to eat right according to your goals. Number 5 is you need to lift weights. Ladies, yes, ladies, I'm all up in your face. I know y'all love Zumba, and I know you love cardio, and I know you love to dance. Nothing wrong with dancing. Nothing wrong with Zumba. You do Zumba, that's extracurricular, okay? If your goal is for fat loss, dancing, doing cardio, like if you love to run, that's not gonna put you on the fast track to fat loss. It's gonna put you on the fast track to skinny fat. Skinny fat. And I'm not being disrespectful. I'm saying if your goal is for faster fat loss, doing a whole bunch of cardio, it's not gonna do it. And so if you are the cardio queen and you the Zumba queen, keep doing the Zumba. Keep doing, if it's something that you love. However, weights need to be the priority. Okay? So you can lose fat quicker by mixing in your weight training with your cardio. Here's how this would work. So say, and I'll just give you an example. So say Mondays you work legs, and then you do like 15 minutes of cardio, but your intensity is like, say you're on the treadmill, and we're not saying run. If you like to run, do it, but it's really no, you can have great results by even walking. But, or do, if you want to do running sprints, think of the sprinter and think of the runner. The sprinter's legs are woo-wee, and the runner's legs, not so much. Not a lot of muscle tone. So, because what happens is when you are doing a lot of running and cardio, you will lose muscle if you do too much of it. So, if say you're doing legs on Monday, and then say you do like, I don't know, 15 minutes on the treadmill, you're doing sprint intervals. And say you don't work out on Tuesday and you go on Wednesday and you do your chest. And then, hey, Claudia, and then you do chest on Wednesday. And then you do a HIIT. You might do a 15-minute workout where you're doing like lunges, and then you're doing push-ups. Like you're doing bam, 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 15 minutes and you're done. But it's cardio and it's HIIT, but it's also weights. More fat burning. Say on Thursday they have a cardio class and you want to go do that dance class, go do that dance class because you're not going to work out on Thursday. Friday is you normally take off, and say you're going to go on Saturday and you're going to do your arms and your shoulders or something else like that. And then your cardio would be, I don't know, you might do an extra 30 minutes. And you might do the bike, and you might, if you're doing, maybe you do a spin class, because if you do spin class, you're going to go fast, then you're going to slow down, then you're going to go fast, and then you're going to slow down. You get my drift. Like your schedule, you're doing weights, you're doing a little bit of cardio, you're doing weights, you're doing a little bit of cardio. It's going to be more so you doing weights, and I promise you, I will guarantee you that if you have your eating in line like I recommended, and you're working out consistently, I don't care what anybody tells you, you are not going to get bulky. Here's what happens. The only time you get bulky when you're lifting weights is if you have not changed anything about your eating. So you're eating, you still going to your favorite restaurant and you getting a shake every time you go, or you getting a burger, like you are eating too much or you're not eating enough. But ladies, if you start with your weights, I promise you're not going to get bulky as long as you're focused on making sure you get that lean protein, those vegetables, getting in a little bit of fruit on a daily, like, you know, maybe 1 or 2 meals, and then getting your vegetables outside of that. Because again, we're talking about fat loss. So what's the heaviest to lift if I only want to burn fat and get lean muscle? Sherry, it's not about lifting a certain amount, because I don't know how strong you are, and even to tell you what the heaviest to lift. But what I can tell you is that if you're wanting to burn fat and get lean muscle, it's going to be a combination of your nutrition being based around what you need, the lean protein at every meal, vegetables, and a moderate amount of carbs and fat, and then hitting the weights. How heavy you go is going to be a personal preference. You know better than I do how strong you are. So me not knowing you, or not knowing how much you're lifting already, hey Malika, I'm not going to be able to tell you how heavy to lift. I will say that if you can easily lift 5 pounds, then start with 5 and then steadily increase it until you can just gradually increase it. But I don't have any other advice as far as telling you how heavy to lift, because I don't know if you are already lifting now. So again, you want to get the weights. The weights are going to be what is going to help you burn fat faster. And also you're able to only go up to 15 pounds so far. And see, here's the thing. 15 pounds, if you're doing like your arms, if you're doing shoulders, it's really, those are small muscles, so you're going to lift, you're not going to be able to lift as much anyway. And like it's a struggle when I do 15 if I'm doing front raises or lateral raises. So it just depends. But if you're doing curls, bicep curls, 15 pounds, that's going to be a good place. If that's where you are now, then you want to gradually push yourself. Maybe you do go up to 20 and you do 5 less reps, or you do maybe 10 reps. So you do a little bit heavier, but then you do less reps. And then Don, you were asking about sets and reps. That is going to be another, like, because for your legs, you're going to be able to lift heavier on your legs and on your back than you would be on these small muscles. For Sherry, presses and squats, front raises, yeah, those are very small muscles. So depending on how long you've been lifting is going to depend on how much weight you're going to be able to lift. Hey, Debbie Denman, Gregor. So with legs, you're going to be able to lift more. You can probably leg press at least what your weight is. But if I was to tell you to get a 20-pound weight and to do squats with it, then you could do squats and you could hold a 20-pound dumbbell, because it's not requiring you to lift it over your head. You're just holding it. What about losing my booty? Explain what you're talking about on losing your booty, because if you have a lot of fat in your booty, then you want to build up that muscle, and so it'll, instead of your booty dropping, your booty is going to raise up because you're building up that muscle. So hey Ty, let's see. So muscle, ladies, is going to help you build the muscle is going to help burn fat. And the good part about, if you do it the right way, if you're able to get in at least maybe 2 or 3 HIIT workouts in during the week, then you can get what they called where you burn fat while at rest. And it's not, there's like, I don't know how it's being measured, but there have been times where they, I've read where you can burn fat up to 3 days after you do certain workouts. So it works to your advantage to have muscle. When you have muscle, your body is going to burn fat. And so don't avoid the weightlifting. Some women, because we typically don't know what to do when we get in the gym, we just go straight to the treadmill, because sometimes it can be intimidating to just go to the weights and start doing the weights. But if you know what you are doing, if you have a guideline of some different exercises to do, then that takes away all of that. So don't just go and get on the treadmill unless you're going to do like some sprints. No, you're going to get more fat loss, faster fat loss results with your nutrition on point if you go and focus on the weightlifting. So, let's forget about Okay, so you're late, Ty. We already talked about the water. How quick do you need to replace water after workouts and water use for weight loss? I recommend you drink the water throughout your workout. Another coach says soreness and recovery is when you are burning. Is that true? You are going to be sore while you're recovering. It should not be a burning. Burning is going to happen when you are in the middle. Sometimes you'll feel a burn, and it's not a burn like, hey Kendra, it's not a burn like something you hurt something. It should be like a burn like, okay, you're pushing yourself. And so if you're doing a set of 20, when you get to 17, it should be like where it's really hard for you to do it. So if it's not, then your weight is not heavy enough. Thank you. I'm not quite sure about the fat. It's a y'all asking questions. I'm not quite sure what you mean, Sherry, about the fat burn. But it is normal for you to be sore after your workouts. But as long as you're not trying to go from 0 to 1,000 on your first workout, you will be fine. And I will tell you that if you're just going back, don't try to overdo it so that you hurt yourself, because what will happen is you'll be sore. And sometimes I remember the first time when I first went back to work out, my arms were so sore I could not even straighten them out. Hey Cedric. So I do not recommend you doing like where you doing 2 a days and then you doing all this kind of stuff. Like if you're just starting back, don't do all that, because you're going to hurt yourself if you overdo it. All right. So the last habit is to make sure that you're getting your weights in, burn the muscle. Burn fat with more muscle. Your metabolism is going to increase by you having more muscle. Take supplements on a regular for rest and recovery. Yes. Everything she said. You definitely want to take supplements on a regular. Like if there's any type of recovery, you can go to your local GNC or your local nutrition shop to get. They have a lot of different supplements for you to help your body so that it'll help your muscles will not be as sore. And all of those that she listed, glutamine, magnesium, zinc, and vitamin C is going to help with muscle soreness. So that is the end of, that's all 5 habits. And so I'm going to just recap really quickly and let you guys go. First one is drinking water. And I think Ty was asking about water. You want to drink water throughout your workout. And I didn't say this before, but as a good guide, you want to drink half of your body weight in ounces. Okay? So half of your body weight in ounces. That's a good start. If you're just starting back. If you're used to working out and stuff, you should be able to easily do a gallon. So BCAAs, there's mixed reviews on BCAAs. I drink them. I know that some people do not believe that they're very helpful. I drink them, and my coach has recommended that I drink them, so I still do. Number 2. So number 1 was drinking water. Number 2, you need to be a planner. So you need to plan out your meals, whether you cook them for the week or whether you cook them. See, Kendria is helping. She is teaching us. Okay, so BCAAs help shuttle protein into the body to assist in muscle growth and recovery. So again, my coach, I drink them, and if someone asks me for them, I'll, ask me what kind I recommend, I'll recommend them. But I'm so proud of you, Doris. So thank you so much for posting that. I'm umming. Okay, so number 1, the number 1 habit to increase your fat loss is to drink more water. Helps you stop being constipated and takes out that dark color in your pee-pee. Planning. Yes, she is. Yes, the planning out your meals, knowing what you're gonna eat for for every meal of the day for the week. Maybe you prep your meat or your proteins and all that kind of stuff, and maybe you do that and you kind of put it together. However you do it, it just needs to be planned out. And your food and your workouts all need to be planned out. Number 3 is increasing your intensity in your routine. And I'm just going to go back to what Kendria posted about protein. Making sure that you get the protein in. And remember what I said, protein should be the superstar in every meal. Like that needs to be the highlight. It should not be a carb. It should not be you just eating carbs. And we're not going to get into the difference in carbs on this broadcast, but yes, the protein fuels your the carbs are going to help fuel your workouts during the workout, and then the protein is going to help with the recovery and rebuilding of your muscles after your workout. Every time I meal plan, my meals are nasty. Okay, what are you talking about, Darice? Because what are you? We're gonna talk offline. She's one of my nutrition clients, and she killing me. Talking about my meals are nasty. Because I'm like, what are you eating? Because like the stuff that I recommend is good, and is it seasoning? What is it? Anyway, increase the intensity. So number 3, the third habit is to increase the intensity of your workouts. So if you go on and you can talk and you're able to carry on a conversation, your intensity is not high enough. The thing is, with fat loss, you have to go above. You have to be uncomfortable. You're not gonna be uncomfortable the whole time. Darice, you tripping? What you talking about? You can't cook right? Find somebody in California. If I had to, I'll find somebody in California that cooks meals. So either you find someone that can cook for you, or change your seasoning up. Because I promise you, when your food is good, and there is no way that you have been on my broadcast, and as much as I talk about marinades and seasoning, like the crock pot chicken is just one thing. I don't want to get off topic, but you and I are going to have a talk. Thank you. She is educating us. Number 4, eat according to your goals. If you're, I said probably 80% of your meals on a daily should be from whole food sources. That means that you're not eating stuff out of a box or eating stuff that doesn't expire. You want to... What is this sitting in? I'm sorry. I'm trying to see when my dog done tore up. I cannot see. I'm gonna get him though. So you want to eat real food. 80% of your food should be from a whole food source. That's where it comes into you eating according to your goals. Because I can tell you all these habits. I can tell you to drink more. I can tell you to increase the intensity of your workouts. I can tell you to plan your workouts. I can tell you to do your weights. And if you get 4 of these right, but you miss this 5th one, the 5th one is the biggest, like it's the biggest part of you losing fat, and that's your nutrition. So if you continue to eat whatever, and you like, I'm going hard at the gym, I'm checking in at the gym, I'm working out, and then you start lifting weights, and then you like, oh, I'm getting bulky. Girl, you getting bulky because you still eating junk. Okay? Tell the truth. So don't skip out on the nutrition. The nutrition is the key. So even though it was number 4, it's the one that you need to make sure that you focus the most attention on is number 4. And once you get, so it's 5 habits. So the 5 habits: water, planning. Number 3, I forgot them that quick. Intensity. Eating for your goals and lifting weights. And then really, here's the bonus: get your mind right. Get your mind right. Because if you get all this stuff lined up, and if you are on point, and but you don't believe in what you're doing, If you are doing all this stuff and you don't believe in it, and you give yourself a whole 2 weeks and you're expecting that you're gonna be like, if you were a size 10 or you are a size 18 and you're expecting to go to a size 10 in a month, you are like, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. We're talking about fat loss. We're not talking about you losing weight. We're not talking about you dropping 20 pounds in 20 days. That is not what we are talking about. That is not it. Fat loss, Kendra can tell you herself. She is a nutrition expert. Malika can tell you herself. She's a nutrition expert. It is a slower process, but it takes all of these habits to in order for you to lose the fat. You lose it faster when you're consistent. So consistently drinking water. So consistently planning out your meals. So consistently making sure that you're eating according to your goals. When your intensity level, you're lifting weights. It's all things. So maybe you start with you pick whichever one you want to start with, and get that one. You get that habit down, and you move on to the next one. So I'll post these 5 habits at the end of this broadcast. And I know I said I was gonna answer your questions, but I will say mindset. If you don't believe in what you're doing, if you think it's not going to work, you will sabotage yourself every time, and you will find ways to make it not happen. So if you don't think it's going to work, if you don't think you can ever get back into that outfit, if you can ever be able to reach over and tie your shoe, because you have to lean over to the side to tie your shoe, if you don't think you're going to ever be able to do it, and you have people around you that are not supporting your goals, you will start believing what they do. So my suggestion, I know we talked about these 5 habits, but the what we didn't talk about is the mindset. And the mindset is the biggest key. So I said the nutrition, so the bonus is getting your mind right, getting your mind focused on, okay, I'm doing this, and if it takes me 6 months for me to get to that point, let it be 6 months. But after 2 weeks, don't you hop on that scale and think that you're going to have miraculously dropped 15 pounds. If you weigh over 175 or 100, and maybe like if you weigh about 200 pounds, it's possible that you can lose about that. You can lose that amount of weight in a short amount of time. It's possible. However, it's very unlikely. So the scale is not going to show you fat loss. You might be able to find a scale that can give you a reading on your fat, on what your fat is, but fat loss is not going to be measured on the scale. You're going to take your measurement, you're going to look and see how your clothes fit, you're going to take pictures. It's a lot. It's not just getting on the scale. So if you're going down this journey, you're watching this video, and your goal is to lose fat, don't hop on the scale every 5 days or every day and like, oh, it's not working. What she said is not working. It is working, but it does not work like you want it to work. Your body, the way the fat comes off, it comes off how it wants to, where it wants to come off. Because don't you think if there was really a way for us to get rid of belly fat by doing ab exercises and all these different machines, if there was really a way for you to just work on your abs and do those workouts, do you think they would have to keep coming out with these exercises and all these equipments and contraptions? Do you really think that? I want y'all to save your money. Stop buying this stuff. Like, I've bought it before in the past. I've done it. I probably sold some of it. But I promise you, it's a scam. Like, if you could spot reduce your belly fat, wouldn't nobody be walking around with a big belly? We would all have flat stomachs because we could target it. And the only way this video is going to reach anybody else is if you hit the share button right now. Because y'all know what I'm saying is the truth. I want you to save your money. I want to encourage you, if you're on the journey for fat loss, the scale, put it up for like a month. Just put it up. And maybe take your weight every month, not every day. Take that belt. If you wear a belt, your belt is going to be a big indicator. Your clothes are going to be a big indicator. Your measurements. Ladies, our bra, when we lose weight, because we have a lot of fat in our boobs, we lose it there. So if your husband, oh, I don't want you to lose your boobs. Okay, well, if your goal is fat loss, you don't get to choose where it comes from. We have layers of fat. Rhonda, I don't know why you can't share, because it's public. Maybe it was the other one, but see if you can you should be able to hit the share button, Rhonda. But we have layers of fat on us, different layers. You're gonna have less fat up here than you do on your belly. Not everyone carries belly fat, but a lot of women carry belly fat, and then on our hips and stuff like that. So when you lose fat, it comes off from your face, it comes off in your boobs, your arms, you might notice the back fat. And by the way, there's no way to target back fat. You can't target this. You can build this muscle. Right? You can build this muscle, but you cannot make the fat go. So if we got the grandma arms, the only way to get rid of it is to build muscle, and that fat is going to go away as long as your nutrition is on plan. Doris, I am going to knock you out if you keep talking negative, because you are not the queen of belly fat. You have less belly fat than you realize. And I'm going to look at your numbers tomorrow, because you better be glad we're not close. I'm talking to Doris because she is one of my clients, and she gonna get knocked out because she talking about she the queen of belly fat. But anyway, back to my what I was saying. Just like I can't get rid of this, I can't spot reduce my belly fat. So if you hear somebody saying, "Hey, get rid of stubborn belly fat," it's a scam. It's a scam. They scamming you. Unless you're going to have surgery. If you're going to go to the knife and have, you might can do some liposuction or a tummy tuck. And that'll get rid of that. That'll get rid of the fat. But there's even some fat, depending on, is it visceral fat? I believe it's visceral fat that you cannot get rid of. So even I've known people who've had lipo, like they like went under the knife and they had it sucked out, and because they didn't eat right, they gained the weight back. So sometimes they'll still have that flat looking belly, but that they had those fat cells have repopulated. So yes, you're right. It will not get rid of your eating habits. So these 5 habits are the business. They are the keys to you losing fat, and how fast you lose it is up to your body. But don't rush it. I guarantee you, if you're overweight, it didn't happen over the weekend, and it didn't happen last month, and it probably didn't even happen in the last 2 months. It's been gradual. You probably have been putting on about 2 to 3 pounds every month because you really wasn't paying attention. So the fat loss, be patient. Trust the process. It'll come. But you have to be patient with yourself. So I'm going to let you guys go. There were a couple questions. I don't even know if they're still on here, but I'm going to answer the questions. Thank you, Sherry and Candrea, for all of your contributions. Where are the questions? You are welcome. I want you guys to share this. The only way that I can continue to help more people is for you to share the video. And you can also go to my Felicia Starks fitness page. And if you like the things that I leave, my, how things that I share, you can leave a review. How realistic is it to lose fat without intense workouts? Can you do it primarily by eating right? I'm not overweight. I have belly and back fat. Menopausal. Great questions. You can lose fat without working out. However, workouts, our bodies were designed to move. So unless you cannot work out, like you're under doctor's care or you have a disability that prohibits you from working out, I don't see any reason why you would not want to, even if it's doing some type of walking or cycling. So it doesn't have to be, yes, Kendra, you need some type of metabolism booster. So whether it be walking, it doesn't have to be in high intense, but even if you're doing weights, that is enough that's going to help you with losing fat. Can you do it primarily? You can lose fat by eating right. Here's the thing. If you can lose fat by eating right. The difference is, it depends on what your goal is. If you're wanting to just be thinner, you don't want to have a lot of definition, and you just want to be smaller, that would be a route to go. Even though I wouldn't recommend it, but if you are not interested in having, and you just want to be a smaller size and that's your goal, then you can do it all by eating. But I do not recommend anyone to not exercise. We really need to move. And in addition to that, you taking the risk of, if you lose weight, depending on how fast you lose it, and if you're not if you're not working out, you're going to have loose skin. And so if you've known anyone who had like a weight loss surgery, or they lost weight really quickly, because they don't have a lot of muscle tone, they lose the elasticity in their skin. And so they might, they're smaller, but they look very soft. There's not a lot of definition, and it sometimes will make them look older. So, if you have belly and back fat, then Sheila, I would recommend you doing some resistance training. It doesn't have to be high intense, but it needs to be with the intention of building muscle. Otherwise, you're going to, because not only that, but we women have the osteoporosis stuff, and so when you're doing weights, and that keeps some of that stuff off from you. And if you're menopausal, like you want to move as much as possible. You want to lift heavy things often, eat well, and get some rest. My core is weak from surgery. I just want to lose the belly. Roland, you and everybody else wants to lose the belly. The belly is going to be gone by changing your nutrition. You cannot spot reduce. You can't just say, I want to lose fat because I just want to lose my belly. It's not going to work. When you lose fat, you're going to lose it all over. So the focus is, depending on how the doctor has released you to do your workouts, then of course, for sure, get your nutrition in order. But depending on what kind of surgery you had, you might be able to do some lower body workouts. Sheila said, I'm doing the wrong thing, mostly cardio. Yes. And if you continue doing cardio, you're going to be flabby because you're going to lose muscle. You're just starting hitting weights now, not sure how much to do. If you're working, I would suggest that you get with a trainer. And you don't have to have a trainer forever, but at least get with a trainer to get some sense of direction on what to do, get a program. And so it might be an investment. Maybe you get with a trainer for 1 or 2 months. I don't know. But or you might even start doing, sometimes at like the 24-hour fitness and LA Fitness, they have where you could do different classes, and they teach you, they might have like body pump and all that kind of stuff. So I would start there, but cardio is not going to be what you want to do to if you're focused on fat loss. I look young, my legs and arms are really strong and muscular. Well, Sheila, if you continue with doing a lot of cardio, you're not going to stay muscular if you don't focus more on the body doing either body weight exercises or resistance. Bye, Kendria. Yes, you need some rest. Hi, Minister Cynthia. Okay, so Roland, you would have to talk with your doctor as far as what exercises you can do. But if your concern is about your stomach, first thing first is making sure your nutrition is in order. Once you're able to get back into the gym, then that's where you can really work on increasing your weights, because more muscle is going to help you burn more fat. And Sherry says she loves a body pump. Yes, Kendria, something is better than nothing. Thank you so much, Minister Cindy. I appreciate you. If you guys don't have any questions, I think I answered most of them. I know that there were some that were asked earlier. But I will ask you again, like I always do, for you to share the video and go and hit the like button on Felicia Starks Fitness on my page. So at the top of this description, you can click on my name. It'll take you to my page. Go click like. If you found this very valuable, then why not leave me a review? Because guess what? This information was free. I took out a few moments of my time to educate you, because there's a lot of trainers that know a lot of this stuff and they don't share it. I wanted someone to tell me this. If I would want someone to tell me this, and because this stuff is free, and so that I can continue, and I'm going to continue to bring you the information anyway. But you know how you can pay me back? You can pay me back by leaving me a review. And just give me leave an honest review of what you learned. And if you didn't learn nothing, then you didn't learn nothing. But if you did, and if you've ever learned anything, if you ever applied anything that I taught, leave a review. Because that's how I'm able to reach more people. Because this is not about me. And I love you. It's about you, but there's people that you know that I don't, and the only way that I will be connected with them is if you share it, or if you tell someone, hey, if you need some advice, go connect with Felicia. So I appreciate your time. I hope this was helpful. I'm sure it was. I'm like, this is good stuff. So apply what you learn. Don't try to apply it all at one time. Maybe take one habit a week. One of the habits a week. Do it every day. Every day. And then build. All right? See you guys on the next video. Talk to you later. Good night.